On a spectacular Sunday here in the metropolitan area, world number 1 Nelly Korda steps off the ferry and on to Liberty National, where she tries to win for a 6th time this season. The New York, New Jersey area, they have come to watch the world's best. Grant Boone, Morgan Pressel, and Nelly Korda, who gave up a shot early. Morgan did this at the par 3 fourth.
She missed the green on the par 3 second, leading to a bogey, but took dead aim here at 4 for a nice bounce back.
Got her to 13 under par, but she would...
Beautiful day out here today. Wonderful temperature. A little bit of breeze, but a gorgeous day for golf.
You got 7 behind it. 7 and 7. 7 and 7, correct.
Tough start for Nelly.
Perfect. Great number. You gotta bowl both ways as long as we get it in between.
Back to 9 under. You're dropping 5-6 spots on the leaderboard with every bogey. All right, here is Nelly. And Kay, she could stand a good shot here.
Yeah, she sure could. Drove it left in the rough, laid up to this point where she has a full 6-iron in for her 3rd to this par 5. Wind trying to switch around, going from helping to almost left to right and trying to hurt.
It's going to be tough to get it close to this tucked hole location. Coming in with a 6-iron, but how softly did that land? What a shot. That just shows.
All of the leaders struggling a bit, but Nelly has this for birdie at the 8th.
She does. This putt, though, left to right breaking. And she never got that high enough.
So when Hannah Green finishes, we are going to have at least a 3-way tie at the top. Maybe. All right, so Nelly Korda, Hannah Green, and Ayaka Budaway at 11 under par.
And definitely the way these leaders have played has opened it up for those. I mean, Patty teed off about an hour and 15 minutes ahead of the leaders. She's finding herself right in the mix.
Just a little bit of protection in there in case some of the players aren't playing their best golf and they don't have to finish up on every hole, but that's not really something that these players need to worry about. They're playing so well, the AJGA. Now, Nelly.
275 yards down to the end of the fairway. Going with fairway wood. Really just needs to hit this, 240-ish yards.
Yep. Now Nelly.
Nelly placed that tee shot beautifully. She has a 7-iron in her hand. See if she can get a good rhythm back to her swing. Seemed like her transition was a tad quick, Morgan.
Yeah, when she was talking earlier this week, she said she tends to roll her hands a little bit off the ball, get a little bit open with her stance, but that one looked a little bit better going back. Still came up short.
Now Nelly's 3rd.
These are the types we see her chip in.
Yes, did she? Far away. While we have a moment, let's go over to Grum. Yeah. It's going to have a downhill putt. Let's go to number 10.
All right, the 2-shot lead when the round began, gone. Actually, she trailed. Now Nelly tied at 10.
Nelly challenged this right-hand side yesterday, doing the same thing today. If it finds the fairway, it shortens the hole a bit.
Yeah, definitely.
Put a good swing on this one.
Yeah, she's able to put a 7-wood in her hand for this, just 194 to the front. And with that hole kind of in the front half of this green, a little bit of wind feels like it's hurting just a tad. She went after that one hard.
Stay straight. Stay straight.
Looked like a good swing.
Yeah, great golf shot. Jesus. Handle that. You're fine. We're on the ground. We're good.
Jason. Love it.
Heavenly. And she'll have that for eagle. Hannah is left those a few years ago. Great crowds there as always, and as you mentioned, huge crowds here. Now Nelly for eagle. Michelle, you were an assistant captain for Pat Hurst a couple of years ago at the Solheim Cup, and Nelly was one of your players. Tell us about your relationship with Nelly the last few years.
It's funny because, you know, obviously Jessica Korda, her sister, and I, you know, we're really close. We're Solheim partners, kind of grew up playing with each other. And Nelly was always the baby sister. And it's still so hard to see her and her brother Sebastian Korda be all grown up and doing so well. I just remember them with braces on, you know. But it's just incredible how she's been playing this year. Her swing, her putting, everything is just so well-rounded. And just handling the spotlight so well. It's really fun to watch.
What do you think about specifically about the run that she has been on? And
Phoenix, the game looks so easy right now, and it's so fun to watch. And I really hope she can get another one this week.
Dream big. The story about Michelle Wie debuted on NBC yesterday, and I'm just thinking about being here in New Jersey. And Morgan, you've been through this too. What's the hardest part about being in that fishbowl, that spotlight like Nelly is in? Because it has some advantages, but it is draining, isn't it?
I think that's the hardest part, is this tiredness. You know, you just don't get a second to just kind of go away. You have to be on at all times. You have to be performing well at all times, you know, signing autographs. It's the things that you don't see on TV. You know, she probably spends an extra hour after her round signing autographs, and it was windy and raining. And the last thing you want to do is be out there signing autographs, but she signs every single one. So it's just that those little things definitely take a toll on you physically and emotionally as well.
Had a phenomenal debut with Rose Zhang winning her first pro start, and now look at these two, the only two multiple winners this year, tied at the top, Tom at the 11.
Here's Nelly.
She's in between clubs, going with a small 6-iron, which I think is plenty because the wind has now picked up, helping. It sort of moved around where it was coming out of the northeast to a little more of the south direction.
If she is to win for the first time out here, Nelly Korda back in the headlines once again, trying to win 6 of 7.
Yeah, that 6-iron she hit was really well struck. It released out to this point, just inside of 30 feet. Downhill, right to left.
Pretty good speed there from Nelly.
Yeah, it wasn't. And Tom, you know, I think about something she said a few weeks ago. You know, sometimes the moment will try and swallow you. You have to stay calm, and no more golf holes are to be played. And that's the situation she's been in the last few holes, just trying to recenter herself and not get too overwhelmed by less than stellar chance.
That's the week after the U.S. Women's Open.
Yeah, she's first alternate. One of the first alternates, I should say. Nelly lining up down the left fairway, either going at the right edge of the scoreboard in the distance or maybe the left of the 3 clump of tall buildings.
She's watching it anxiously. It's going to end up in that left rough, just like Gianna. It's a
78's probably playing, if it's clipped nicely, probably 73, 74.
It's 78.
Yes.
How about Nelly?
It is, yeah, for sure.
Hey, you heard it, 78 to the front, 101 to the hole, just trying to hit this sand wedge, her 54 degree, with a low trajectory and get it to trundle up there. Actually hit it a little higher, just a little abbreviated shot, counting on release, and it didn't release like she wanted it to. It came out almost soft.
Yeah, she heard her say it right away. Go. She knew it was a bit high on the face, but from
Back to the 12th. Birdie putts for our co-leaders. Here's Nelly first.
I love Nelly's routine. Does not overthink putts. Gets up over it quickly, relax.
yeah, she kind of needs to see one go in, Kay.
She does. Hasn't had a lengthy putt really happen for her today, and she had a multitude of them yesterday.
One over for the day. Hannah will have a chance to take.
And Nelly has reached the tee at the par 5 13th.
And Tom, you guys talked about those 2 wins of Hannah's. Those 2 wins came when Nelly was not in the field. So this is an important day for Hannah to play well and go up against the undisputed #1 and try to take her down. Hit driver here yesterday. This one's another beauty. Back into the breeze today, just a slight breeze.
Yeah, she was forced to lay up earlier in the week with it playing a little bit more downwind to stay
At the top of the leaderboard until you get to the last few holes, but looks like it's going to come down to Jana and Gianna Clement. Now Nelly with her second.
This is an extremely gutsy play. She's pulled 3 wood out, 223 to carry. If she misses this at all, it will hit the bunker or hit the water. Well, she's bailing out to the right, kind of like she did yesterday. She likes that angle. Morgan chipping across the long green.
Yeah, it looked like she was aimed over there. It did not like she was really trying to take on the green, but setting herself up for a really good opportunity. I mean, I'm just baffled.
Over at the 13th, are you surprised that Nelly wasn't more aggressive here, Kay?
No, I thought it would have been a silly risk, actually, to be extra aggressive, because if she just missed that 3-wood at all, it would have been wet, and then you have to drop it all the way back there. She played this way yesterday. She might have tried to draw it a little to cozy it in a little closer to the edge of the green, but as it is, basically 8-9 paces to the edge of the green, and then another, well, from this angle, 25 paces to the hole. She loves these little shots, these little pitch and runs.
Yeah, she's going to love the result. And that should take Nelly to 13 under par. Hannah, of course, has a putt to get it to 13 as well. We may see a little bit of breathing room between these 2 players and the rest of the field. Nothing like we saw last week with Rose Zhang and Madeline Sagstrom. Double digits ahead of the rest of the field.
Lay made a big run yesterday.
I was glad to see that. They'd slipped down after round 2. Got to make top 8 to make match play.
Short birdie putt here for Nelly to stay tied. Okay, 13 under par is the lead as they head to that short, picturesque 14th hole.
Picturesque, but puzzling. And
The grass and
now
sand
Nelly.
are really starting to push it.
I think this is a huge advantage for Hannah to have Nelly go first in this situation. She had a couple different wedges in hand, going with the gap wedge. If she goes on the line of the flag, has to hit it 125 to cover the sand.
Yeah, you can't really take dead aim. Have to aim about the left edge of that front bunker.
Did that curl right off the slope?
Don't believe so. I think it's over where Gabby Ruffles just was. I think she'll have a little pitch shot, which for her, we'll say is for birdie.
Well, I'm not going to say it's 100% chip-inable, just because she's in a little bit of rough, and there's a little bit of doubt how it's going to come out. Now, it's the first cut of rough, but it's not the closely mown area that she is so brilliant on. Just, it looks fairly flat. Might want to leak a little towards the water.
It might have a little speed to it as well, Kay.
It sure did.
Is it chip-inable? Oh.
I guess anything's potentially chip-inable with Nelly.
Yeah, but all in all, really solid chip there. Good par. And we've seen so many players really struggle with this hole today.
And Morgan, it's nice to know that that part of your game is solid down the stretch when the pressure's on.
Take a look at our insights by KPMG. Most wins in a season before June 1st. Only 3 players have won 6 or more. The great Louise Suggs did it back in 1953, back when really only 20, 30, 40 players.
The JLPGA Tour, but, you know, a lot of the events over in Asia are 3-round tournaments. So, I don't know, something about getting it done on Sunday. Back to the tee at the 15th, and Nelly. What's the line here, Kay?
For Nelly, it's over either the center or the right edge of the left bunker. 240 to carry that, which is no issue with her power and it being slightly downwind. She missed the fairway in the left rough yesterday, but it didn't keep her from making birdie on the hole. That peeling off to the right a little bit. That far bunker, it's 280 to reach it.
Oh, and she's just going to get around it. What a fortunate break that was right there. Back and hardest hole of the day. She's just took dead aim.
Now Nelly.
Well, it helps having a shorter iron in your hand. For Hannah, that was an 8 or 9 iron. This is a 9 iron for Nelly.
A little bit of an upslope here, Kay.
Just a little bit, sending this very high, trying to draw it back towards the hole.
Yeah, looks to be closer than Hannah Green. We'll see. That angle might be giving us a false sense there, but still very, very impressive, those two players.
It's a little reminiscent of what we saw last week.
The amateur game and the college game gets, although Gianna's a few years away from potentially going for college. Now Nelly, this one is getting a bit more important now. Needs this to tie the lead.
Well, it certainly has grown in length, but I would say it's a little easier putt in that it's uphill. She can take some of the break out of it, might want to wander right, but she can hit this firmly inside left.
I think that's been a big difference this year for Nelly. She's been so solid with the putter, and you can't do what she has done without that club working, and it's looked so much better in 2024. Wow, now we've got a 4-shot gap. These two have really
up again today for some real fireworks here.
Nelly Korda and Hannah Green tied, sharing a 4-shot lead. It's a 2-horse race, and here's Nelly on the tee at 16.
Yeah, this is really a placement tee shot. It's a short par 4, just something in the middle of the fairway. Avoid the bunker on the right and the little bunker on the left.
Or can I go back to what? Out of position here with a long putt for birdie, a chance for Nelly.
Yeah, big opportunity with sand wedge in her hand to get this in tight. Lost control of the direction there a little bit. Probably just did not hit that the way she wanted to.
Yeah, a little steep coming into impact there and just fanned it. That was not what she was looking for. Just similar shot to what she did on 12, although that was out of the rough.
Jammed her club in the bag after she hit that second shot. Probably more upset where she put herself off the tee. But she's like that. She has a little bit of anger. She lets it out and lets it go, and then back into the next shot.
We mentioned Nelly really hasn't made anything from distance today. Maybe that putt on the last hole was the longest that she's made, but she's got a putt here to take the lead outright.
She does, but it's not an easy putt, and I think she has to be cognizant of where she wants to leave her putt should she miss the hole. Don't get too greedy and hit it past the hole. There's a lot of tilt sort of coming towards her. She's going to have a fair bit of left to right break. It's uphill, rather steep the first third.
Really good angle there, just pushed right almost immediately. It was never anywhere near high enough. Needed a touch more speed as it went over that hill.
Back on the 17th tee, Nelly Korda.
Aiming just left of the right fairway bunker, 250 to that bunker into the wind. Oh, and she's hitting it at it with a little draw.
The reaction would be that she's somewhat concerned and she scoots by another bunker. Remember, that happened at the 15th. Wow. Over the back of the green, Kay. Here's Nelly.
Nelly's pretty good manager of the game, and even though this is her first time playing this tournament, she's figured out how to play this course well. This is a 9-iron. Wind picking up, hurting as she's over the ball. She went after it hard. Oh, is that too much?
It is. That's the same mistake. I've seen it time and time again watching players here at 17.
Well, after Hannah bogeyed the 8th to fall back into a tie. Well, here we go. Third shot, Tom.
Okay, we know that she loves to chip the ball, and it's one of those tight lies here.
Yeah, very tight lie. She's very close to Gianna Clement's ball. 6 paces to the edge of the green, another 5 to the hole. She paced it off. Oh, good. She just clips those chips so nicely, and it's a matter of whether her club is perfectly square at impact or if it's a teeny bit closed or open, or whether she reads the break right.
It's almost, for Nelly, it's almost the tighter the lie, the better. She grew up hitting these types of shots on Bermuda, which we all know can be quite grainy and tough. And this, chipping off of this is like chipping off of carpet, especially for Nelly.
Second tee. And now Nelly, this short one, to stay tied for the lead. Yeah. Another great finish in store on the LPGA Tour, heading down that.
For the last 2.5 hours, Nelly Korda on the tee.
Wind helping, and a little bit from the right. Yesterday, she laced one right down the middle. Oh, pretty darn good. Maybe a little bit of draw to it, but that was struck beautifully.
Gonna use the contour, get back towards the center of the fairway.
She definitely found her rhythm on this back 9.
Yeah.
So, green, out of position. Nelly from the fairway with a chance.
And with a pitching wedge in her hand, the wind helping, she can go ahead and hit just a good solid one. And might have a chance of getting this relatively close to the hole with just a pitching wedge. And pushed it a tad.
Yeah, that's exactly what she needed to do with Hannah in trouble here.
I think she'll get a read, won't she? I believe she's inside Gianna, if she chooses to.
And Nelly's, through the start of this season, has certainly handled some adversity. And, you know, we think back to the very first event that she won this year, being, what, 4 ahead going into the final round and standing on 17T with her caddy telling her she had no chance to win. And, you know, she didn't have her best stuff today, hasn't, but she's really flipped it around here on this back 9 and now is in the driver's seat.
The heroes
putt. Except for it's not quite as slow as you would have initially thought.
this to win it. Her 6th of the year at stake. Wow.
Yeah, all in all, a very good effort there. I would say she definitely learned a little bit from Gianna's putt. Didn't maybe give it quite as much pace as she would have otherwise. But now putting all the pressure on Hannah to tie. Smart play there.
Yeah, this putt is in the 15-foot range. Again, having to deal with uphill initially, then a slightly downhill.
And the empire grows for Nelly Korda. Win number 6 in 2024 in the shadow of the Big Apple.
It's just crazy to think of what Nelly has accomplished so far this season, and we're still in May. And I feel bad for Hannah, who has really given it her all today, and here just a poor tee shot.
Front and center.
No question, her game was built for major championship golf, but so is Nelly's. And it's going to be fun to watch these next couple of months. Oh, the tremendously huge events on our schedule.
Should have known it was a matter of time. Nelly Korda back in the winner's circle.
On yet another win. This is number 6 now on the season. Welcome to Liberty National and the Mizuho. What has this whole week been like for you?
Oh my gosh, 6. I mean, I can't even really gather myself right now with that. The head-to-head that Hannah and I had pretty much all day. Wasn't my best stuff out there today, but fought really hard on the back 9, and it was just amazing to share the stage with Hannah. I would consider her a pretty good friend out here, and it was a lot of fun going head-to-head against her.
It was intense, and you guys played so great down the stretch, but it was a little sloppy at the beginning. What did you say to yourself to turn it around and keep your head in it and keep your game in it and give yourself a chance?
Yeah, I just knew that I had 2 par 5s that were kind of gettable, that I could kind of birdie. I just wanted to get back to even, honestly. I knew that it was going to be a battle on the back 9. I knew Hannah and I were obviously playing in the same group, and we were close. And Jay always, reassures me that I need to take it a shot at a time, and that I need to wake up a little.
Well, a brilliant 3 under on the back 9 got it done. Win 6 on the year, 14 in your career. Congratulations.
Wide awake and in the winner's circle again. She's the 4th player in LPGA history to have 6 wins.